This is Religion in the News, sponsored by Wish TV, in cooperation with the Church Federation of Greater Indianapolis.
Good morning, Indianapolis. Welcome to Religion in the News. I'm J.R. Ryder. Joining me today is Merlin Gonzalez. We have a great show for you today as our guests talk about a ministry to the homeless and an upcoming Power and Praise revival. News 8 reports on the new NCAA student-athlete requirements. Stay tuned. All eyes have been on Indianapolis the last few days, waiting on a decision from the NCAA. And they wasted no time to impose stricter academic standards for college athletes. The NCAA tells us that there is something that is needed to be done. When you're a student athlete, you're a student first, athlete second. But the real question tonight, will this change the product on the field or the court?
At Westfield's Round Tripper Academy, the future is bright for many of these student athletes.
My name is Garrett Chrisman.
A left-handed hitting middle infielder with big league dreams. But like most high school athletes here in central Indiana, he wants to play on the college level first.
When I go to athletics, I try to do what I have to do with athletics and then get out of there as fast as I can so I can get home and do my schoolwork.
And it's that mentality that is applauded by the NCAA.
We're going to expect better grade point average in the core curriculum, the academic classes that they take as high school students, so that they're better prepared coming out of high school.
Kevin Lennon is the Vice President of Academic and Membership Affairs for the NCAA. He says by raising the academic standards, they raise the game. Pun intended.
We want to make sure that our game has integrity. It's incredibly unique in this country, really across the world.
Some of the changes include banning Division I teams with a 4-year academic progress rate below 930. For high school students, raising the grade point average and increasing the number of core classes.
Well, competition's competition, and standards are standards.
He's Kevin Chrisman, Garrett's father. He's also a local scout for the San Francisco Giants, and he has the World Series bling to prove it.
This is serious business. This is serious time to buckle down and get your grades up and qualify.
And for Garrett, that means hitting the books as hard as he hits a baseball.
Now, there's no word as of yet when these changes are going to come into effect. The NCAA says they should know something come this October.
My guest talks about this group's effort to impact our homeless community. Stay tuned.
Before Allegra, my allergy medicine made me drowsy. After Allegra, I'm back in the game.
Before Allegra, I waited hours for my medicine to work. After Allegra, I get fast relief.
Only Allegra combines fast, non-drowsy, 24-hour relief with the power to relieve your toughest symptoms. Proven effective even at 8 times high pollen levels.
Before Allegra, fall days were miserable. After Allegra, they're beautiful. After Allegra, I have it all.
High temperatures today headed up into the 80s, and with the heat and humidity, we're going to see some pop-up storms forming around 3 o'clock this afternoon. So if you're headed out, bring an umbrella. We're going to be tracking those storms moving across maybe the central. So if you're headed out, bring an umbrella. We're going to be tracking those storms moving across.
Wish TV's Indie Style Food.
Pizza on the grill. Pepper steak stir fry.
Let's talk herbs.
Family.
We're going outside today, kids.
Solutions.
The best tip ever given.
Making your life a little easier.
So you can truly customize your wardrobe
while having a whole lot of fun.
These guys are killer.
If it's part of your life, it's part of our show. At 9 a.m., check us out weekdays on Wish TV.
We've got something for you, something for everyone, something that's fresh and fun, something you're just gonna love. Yeah, Channel 23, that's my NCTV. Something for you, something for everyone. Something for you, that's my
My guest today is Gene Miller of Hoot. Welcome to Religion in the News.
Surely you know better than that, Merlin. I lost my hand when I left corporate America.
You lost your hand after you left corporate America. Good to see you again, Gene.
Good to see you.
So, tell me what Hoot means, and then what does Hoot do?
Hoot is Helpers Helping Others outreach team, and we're a homeless ministry that was created by Don Hawkins of HRH is the overall umbrella. He's the executive director, and HRH stands for Helpers Reentry Helpers, and or Homeless and Reentry Helpers. And this all started in March of 2010. Just before that, the mayor's office got a hold of Don because he does a lot of reentry in a lot of prisons, and they were concerned with the homeless population, what we call the hardcore homeless, that for many years we have thrown lots of money, a lot of resources, lots of stuff at it, and we still got 1,500 to 2,000 homeless living in tents along the river, living in cardboard boxes in the inner city, living under bridges, and it's not getting littler, you know. And so there's a bunch of ministries, Christian-based people that love the Lord, that are ministering to the least of those, and they go into the camps, and they go into parking lots, and they throw up tables and feed food, and there's all this stuff. So how do we accumulate all those ministries and figure out how to carve that number back? What is it going to take to carve that number back? And throwing another meal at them doesn't solve the problem.
Let me ask you this. You said throwing another meal is not going to solve the problem. Could you explain that a little bit?
Well, one of the things we're realizing, there's a lot of organizations that, you know, yes, they're hungry and they need to be fed, but to just show up in a parking lot and put a bunch of tables up, throw the food out, homeless show up, they eat the food, they go back to their homeless situation, and it doesn't solve their problem because they don't get reconciled back to, they don't have time to pray with them, minister to them, and love on them, and get reconciled back to God through Jesus Christ. It's going to take relationship. And so this has been going on for years and years and years, and so that's why Hoot was created originally. And we're trying to see how we can pull all the street ministers together and stop duplicating. Like in some of the camps where the homeless are living, they actually get 3 meals a night.
Now tell me a little bit about, you said some of the camps. What do you mean by camps?
Well, we call them homeless camps, and they set up camps, and they're almost like little societies. There's camps that got as many as 32 to 40 people in them. And they have tents, and they have rules, and they work together, and they figure out how to make it work, and they figure out where all where they can get a meal, and who feeds when, and you know, where are the resources, and how to survive.
Now, it seems like you're pretty knowledgeable on this. Of course, that's your ministry, but have you visited one of those camps before?
I've been in many of those camps, and I'm going to be in a lot more of them. And I've been in sales most of my life. And if you want to know what your customer needs, go to your customer. So I have educated myself over the last year plus.
That's a good word of wisdom.
And to go, you know, I've went out with different ministries, and I went into the camps, and I went into books, and you know, we're doing all kinds of stuff to, you know, how to actually solve the problem. What does the homeless person need to actually get out of the situation?
And you mentioned earlier about relationships. So you're trying to pull together the different homeless ministries, and what happens?
Well, we got a three-pronged thing that we're doing, and it started out with, we have a diner, what we call Hoot's Diner, down in 918 East Michigan, and we are serving a meal in there. Right now we're serving on Thursday nights, and Wafer's doing that, and we're serving on Saturday, and the Hoot organization is handling that, which is all of us together. And then Sunday is Meet Me Under the Bridge, and 3 to 5 on Saturday and Sunday. And so we serve a meal. So they come in at 3 o'clock. Well, we do announcements, we do testimonies, we do a little word. And what's happened in this is this has become cross. It's cross-denominational, racial, every kind of ministry, every church. And people just show up. They might be there for an hour, they might be there for a half an hour, they might be there the whole time. and they come in and they work in their gifting and what God's calling them to do. So if there's somebody that's an evangelistic and they want to love on people, while the people are eating, there's time now because they're sitting there at a table, they've got a meal, they can sit down and they can love on them, they can build relationship with them. It's not beat them with the Bible. Be a walking epistle, be a walking testimony, and just love on them and become friends with them, and then share the gospel, because my concept is I'm totally convinced, and until they get reconciled back to God through Jesus Christ, that we don't have a chance.
Okay. Now, you mentioned something, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday feeding. Now, what's the goal for
the diner, we want to serve 6 to 8 Monday through Friday, and 3 to 5 Saturday and Sunday.
So you're looking for other churches who might be
We're looking for churches that are interested to come in once a month, once every other month, every week, and basically you prepare the food, you bring it in. We have the diner set up where we have all the equipment, and we have the table, and we have the whole system set up. And your church comes in and bring a praise and worship team and set up the food and serve the homeless, and then we want a Bible study from after that as well available, which we're doing.
Man, that is a great ministry, because a lot of churches or a lot of ministries, like what you mentioned, just go under the bridge or in the camps that you mentioned and give the food, which is good, but if we, like what you mentioned, you organize it, then it will be more effective and efficient, and also more relational for the people. So we'll show our viewers later on how they can get hold of you if they want to volunteer for the diners or the camps or something else. Now, you said that you're in corporate world.
Well,
you're working with a lot of
Can I give you the other two pieces of the food? There's two other pieces. This is all evangelistic. The second piece is we're creating teams right now with these street ministers to actually work together and to create teams to go into the camps, and so that we can just give them water and love on them. And then we're going to create a safe haven center, which is going to be a homeless shelter where the hardcore can come in with no requirements other than act crazy. So it's all evangelistic.
That is great. Now, you have something going on also, next Saturday?
Yeah, next Saturday we have 7 to 8. There's going to be a Southern Baptist quartet that's going to come in, and so we're going to have a little concert there, and this is a free thing. It's going to be from 7 to 8:30, and bring your lawn chair and just hang out, and there's going to be music and fellowship and having a good time.
Yeah, so what's about the staff? We only got 30 seconds here.
Well, somebody gave me this staff. They gave it to me and told me that I needed to anoint it. They presented it, and it's amazing the conversations that come up with that staff by just carrying it. So I kind of use it in the diner after the people got their food. I walk through the group, and they all kinds of stuff happens. They go, "Hey, Moses," and they throw it down. Let's see if it throws into a snake. And
I see.
And I think it reminds us all that we're really all supposed to be shepherds.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about.
Well, you're doing so much, and you're doing great things for the Lord. So thank you for coming over. And so for our viewers, it says Hoosiers Helping Others Outreach Team, and they can just contact you through your website, and also the phone number is there.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Thank you, Gene.
Oh, you got my hand. I can't believe it.
Back to you, JR.
Thanks, Merlin. Thanks, Gene. My guest is the keynote speaker for a Power and Praise revival tonight. That story's next when Religion in the News returns.